Most welcome to another exciting review of The Rules of Money, The Rules of Wealth by Richard Templar. Yes, The Rules of Wealth by Richard Templar. This is an awesome book to read if you are keen about building sustainable wealth. So today we're going to be reviewing 5 rules from this book. 5 rules. We have reviewed 7 rules so far. So we'll do rule 8, rule 9, 10, 11, and 12 tonight. Okay, so rule 8 says, understand that wealth is a consequence, not a reward. Wealth is a consequence, not a reward. You build wealth through your hard work, through your efforts. Wealth is not what is given to you. It is not what is dropped on your lap by a committee who examine whether you deserve it or not. That is not how you build wealth. You have to work hard if you want money. And if you work hard, there is no guarantee that you actually make money or become wealthy. But there is a likelihood, there is a chance that you can. So why don't you work hard and make money? If you want to be rich, you have to accept that money is a payment given to you for clever thinking, for hard work, right? It is not something that is dashed to you. At least maybe you can be dashed money, but not wealth, right? Even if your parents leave money for you, they leave inheritance for you. If you do not work hard, if you do not put in effort to continue their legacy, that money will be soon gone. That is just the truth. So we look at someone who has money and make all sorts of value judgments about whether they deserve it or not. There is no amount of judgment that can change the fact that they have money. We know that there are some crooks who make money too, just like the guy here named Calvin Ayre, the internet bookie. He has grown very rich indeed, running online gambling, and they were looking for him in the US. The US Department of Justice was looking for him. They were not happy with him. That's all. He's making money, a lot of money through online gambling. But there is nothing they can do. First of all, he's not a US citizen and he doesn't live in the US. But he makes his money from so many US citizens, right? So he's very rich, stupendously rich. So for people who are even making money the wrong way, they're still putting in a lot of effort and money will come to them that way. Criminals also put in a lot of effort to plan their operations, to do all of these things. That is why we read in the beginning that money is no respecter of persons, right? You now have to determine how you want to get your own money. Is it going to be clean money or dirty money? Is it going to be money that makes you sleep well at night, or the one that will make you to be having nightmares? But the fact remains that money is not dropped on anybody's lap. If you want to have money, you have to work for it. You have to put in some effort. There is also a guy here who is a young chap who is reported to be cleaning and polishing cars for rich celebrities, and he charges them £5,000 for washing their cars and polishing these cars. So this guy became so good at his craft that they would pay him £5,000 to clean and polish their cars, right? So he became so good at his craft that they were willing to pay that high for him. So I want to ask you, what is that thing that you are very good at, that you're exceptional at? Recently, I interviewed a few people for a job role, and one question that I asked all of them at different times was this. I said, what is one thing that you are very good at, that you are exceptional at? And the majority of them could not answer. The best answer I could get was, I know this a little, So I found that many people are just average at what they do. If we wake you up in the middle of the night, what is one thing that you do so well? I mean, exceptionally, excellently well. What is that thing? That is what will set you apart. Now, you can set your price for that, and people will be willing to pay for it. There are people who appreciate quality, who appreciate value. But if you are mediocre, you're mediocre at what you do. You just give like an average standard, average output. That is what you get. Average money, average pay. So if you really want to make money, you have to go the extra mile, not just make money if you want to be wealthy. Somebody's asking me where I'm from. I'm proudly Nigerian. I'm from Nigeria. Yeah. So let's move to rule 9. Rule 9 says, decide what you want for money. What exactly do you want for money? We all spend on what we think will satisfy us. We all spend on what we think will make us happy. So whatever makes me happy may not make you happy. So there is no need being judgmental. Somebody may make a lot of money, and the person may choose to spend the money on women. Another person may choose to spend the money gambling or on hard drugs, right? Probably that is what satisfies them. That is what makes them happy. You may decide to spend your money for God, and somebody else may be like, oh, you are being brainwashed. Why are you spending so much money in church? These pastors are deceiving you. That is what makes you happy. That is what satisfies you. So decide what you want money for. If you decide it, then that will be your driving force. That will be some kind of motivation for you to keep making money. So you have to define your objectives. You have to set it from the start. Know what you are chasing after. And there are no right or wrong answers. Like I said, it depends on you. What makes you happy may not make me happy. Why somebody thinks that, oh, what you're spending money on is something foolish. You think that it is wise. You think that it is the best thing. So there is no point being judgmental. There was somebody here that wanted to be wealthy because she wanted to give her children the best life. And that is because she wanted her children to be close to her so that in her old age, she will not be lonely, right? So she wanted to be better off. And she thought that if she was able to give her children a good life and provide well for them, they would not be far from home. In her old age, she would not be so lonely. That is what makes her happy, right? Another person wanted to get wealthy so that she could have adventures. She could travel the world. Maybe you want to become wealthy so that you don't want to have to wake up so early in the morning to go to work. You want to live life on your own terms. You want to be able to wake up whenever you like. When people are rushing to go to work on a Monday morning, you want to be taking a jog around your estate with your dog. You want to be able to book that flight ticket, go on vacation with your children whenever you want. So it depends on you, right? But is money really the answer for these people or for you? Well, when you know what you want greater wealth for, think also about alternative ways to meet your needs. Some people want to be wealthy so that they can pay medical care, medical bills for their relatives, for their family members, for people who need it. Or some people want to become philanthropists. Some people just want to be able to support other people, right? So whatever you need money for is what is going to be driving you. But make sure that you are very, very clear about it. What do you want money for? Right. Define it and then let it be your driving force. Rule 10, it says understand that money begets money. Yoruba people will say, "Owo la fi n wowo." Money begets money. The rich will keep getting richer, the poor will keep getting richer. That is because the rich understand what the poor do not understand, right? So there is no greater truth than this. Money makes money. It's like clustering together. Money breathes quietly and quickly. When you start having money, then you understand how quickly your money can grow. Yes, your money can grow. And one thing that the rich people do is that they leverage the power of compound interest. The poor don't know this. The poor eat all their chickens, all their eggs, all their rabbits. The author makes a good illustration that I really like. It says that your money breeds. So consider your money to be rabbits, like you have a rabbit farm. And then one by one, you are killing your rabbits and eating. You feel like eating grilled rabbit today. You pick one rabbit, you grilled it, you spiced it up. You eat it with chicken and no, not chicken, with chips, right? The next day, if you feel like eating rabbits again, you go to your farm, you pick one rabbit. This time you want it fried. You eat it fried, maybe with some fried yam or maybe with whatever. The next day you want to eat rabbit. You are really hungry for rabbit. And then you pick another one. This time you want it mildly boiled. You spice it up, you eat it. Before you know it, there will be no rabbit on your farm. That is exactly the way money is. You keep spending all your money. Even if you keep dipping your hands into your savings. Oh, let me just pick this 1,000 naira. Oh, it's just 5,000 naira. Oh, I need money urgently. Let me pick this 10,000 naira. Before you know it, you don't have any money, and then you're complaining that you are poor. Nobody is doing you. It is not village people. If you don't allow your money to breathe, how do you expect to have more money if you don't rear your money? If you don't breed it like rabbits, how do you expect to even have any money left? Talk of you multiplying your money. If you leave the rabbits can even give you more rabbits. They can start mating and then producing more rabbits. You have more, you know, rabbits in your farm, but you don't even allow your rabbits to give birth. You don't allow your rabbits to multiply. You kill them one by one. So you don't put your money into any savings, no investment. You are not leveraging compound interest. Your money is not working for you, and then you are complaining. There are so many people who keep hating on the rich. No, sorry, so many poor people who keep hating on the rich. They will hate from now till Jesus comes. Nothing is going to happen if you do not make it happen. So if you want money, you had better allow your money. Mr. Gabriel, please stop it. Sure, is marinated rabbit is sumptuous. Please, let's focus. All right. So, if you want to be rich, if you want to make more money, you had better allow your money to work for you. Understand that money begets money. Put your money where it can work, where it can grow, and where it can multiply for you. Right? So put some money aside for breeding purposes. Cream a little off for spending. You don't spend all your profits. At least you must reinvest some of it. You must plow some back into your business. Reinvest the bulk to build up a good and healthy stock. Then keep it to yourself. The richest man in Babylon says that at least 10% of your income is yours to keep. It is not for the food seller. It is not for the transport guy. It is not for anybody else. It is yours to keep. If you have that 10% and it's jingling in your purse, you can relax and know that yes, you have something somewhere, and that 10% this month, 10% next month, 10% the next can start yielding interest for you. That is how people build sustainable wealth with discipline. It takes discipline, because it is in discipline that will make you go to your rabbit farm and kill all your rabbits one by one. Every time you are hungry for rabbits, you go there. That's the way some people, relate with money. Rule 11 says calculate the net return. I'm assuming that we all know what net is, like net profit, gross profit. So I'm using profit as an example. When you sell something, your gross profit is the total money that comes in, right? But that is not to say that all the money belongs to you. All of that money is not actually your profit. So for you to know your profit, you have to calculate the net profit. And how do you calculate the net profit? That means from your gross profit, you remove all your expenses. Did you incur transportation costs when you went to the market to buy that good? Are you going to pay tax? Are you going to pay some service boys that help you take delivery of the good? All the expenses that you incurred, you have to remove them from the gross profit. Then it will give you the net profit. The net profit is now your actual money. So any investment that you want to make, don't be bamboozled by the big amounts, by the headlines, by what anybody is saying. Sit down and ask yourself, oh, will tax be deducted from this? If tax is going to be deducted, maybe they promise 3% interest, for example, and you're paying like 40% tax. That means your actual interest is 1.8 by the time they remove tax. Or maybe you are buying a property, you want to be renting it out, and you're expecting that in the next 10 years, you're going to make your money back. You may not actually make your money back, because you may pay tax on the rental. What of sometimes that you may not get tenants? There are some seasons that you may not really get tenants and things like that. Those are the things that you have to calculate. That is how you determine your net return. So it is about deciding if and when you're going to get that house or that holiday. So the big amount may not entirely belong to you. What are the expenses that you need to deduct? You need to deduct from the total money. This will give you the true picture. So this might be boring. A lot of people don't like to do these calculations because it is boring. You just want to get excited by the sound of big amounts, but you really need to sit down and calculate it so that you will know whether to go on that holiday or not, whether to buy that car or not. The moment some people are expecting some money, they start making some big moves. They start dreaming big. Oh, they are going to get that car, they're going to buy that house and all of that. But they forget to remove all the expenses and to be sure that this is the actual amount that is coming into their pockets. So these things are not complicated. You just need to think it through so that you don't eat both your profits and your capital. You must be able to separate the two. And if you are making any investment, you must know the actual money that is coming into your pockets. Now let's go to rule 12, and that is the last one for this review. It says, if you see money as the solution, you will find it becomes the problem. So money is actually never the solution to anything. It can be like the oil that lubricates the engine, but it is never the engine. Money is not the end in itself. It is just like a means to the end. So if you put your hope in money, if you think that the moment you get money, the moment you become rich or wealthy, all your problems will vanish, that is just a lie, a big fat lie. And it is safe to say you may be deceiving yourself, because even the rich people find that they still have problems, right? Rich people have a lot of money, but do they have disease or not? Yes, they have diseases. The thing is just that they may be able to afford good health care, right, than poor people. But to say that they are not going to have diseases because they have money is not true. Somebody who is so wealthy can buy a very nice car, put it on the road. It does not guarantee that the person is not going to have accidents, right? Or that somebody else is not going to bash that car. So can money secure all of that? Can money prevent you from having an accident? Can money prevent you from being sick? Can money prevent you from other people bashing your car or stealing your car? So money is never the solution to anything. Money does not really buy happiness. You know, if you're thinking that money is going to fix all your problem, right, then you'll be shocked that even with more money comes more trouble. Money will not make you happier. It will not make you thinner. It will not make you more popular with decent people. It is only poor people that will be glorifying money and be worshiping the ground that wealthy people walk on. People who are also doing well, or who are not really carried away by the thought of money, they are not moved by anybody's money. They are not really impressed. So money does not deliver lasting, meaningful peace of mind. There are plenty of rich, fat, unhappy people with no real friends. With all the money that they have, no real friends, no real relationships. You know, they are bored, they are lonely. And you see some poor people who are doing so well. The love is genuine. Well, I think we need to find the cure to our problems first, and then find a way of funding that cure. Money isn't and will never be the cure. It is the oil that smooths the wheels. It isn't the engine. So money is good, very, very good. But don't put all your hope in money. Put your hope in God first, right? God is the only one that can give you joy. God gives more than happiness. He gives you joy. Joy that comes from within, lasting joy. Money is just a tool. Money is just a means, you know, for exchange of value. You give me bread, I give you a note to denote the value of that bread. It's the exchange for value. It does not really bring any lasting joy, right? Money does not protect people. Money does not prevent people from dying. If not, no rich person, no wealthy person on earth will die. So the more you see money as a solution, the greater the chance that you are missing the point entirely. Money doesn't do anything. It doesn't. So it depends on your mindset. It depends on how you see money. That's why we look at people who are killing for money and all of that. To what end? It is not worth it, right? All right, that is where we're going to stop tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share your comments with me, and please subscribe to this channel in case you are yet to subscribe. I remain Olaide Agbaje, also known as First Lady, and on this channel, I inspire you to live intentionally. We'll come together again tomorrow by God's grace as we review Rule 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 13 to 17. All right. Take good care. I'll see you tomorrow by God's grace. And until then, be intentional. Bye. You're welcome. Amen. And God bless you too.